Imagine your entire fleet frozen instantly. No tracking, no cargo moving. A single employee clicked one wrong link and a multi-billion-dollar freight empire was forced to run off handwritten paper notebooks twice in 5 months. How did one of the largest logistics networks in the Southern Hemisphere leave its front door completely unlocked for cybercriminals? Tonight, we look at the anatomy of an operational nightmare. January 2020 began like any other peak freight season for the Australian transport giant Toll Group. The company operated as the vital circulatory system for commerce across the continent, moving everything from medical supplies to retail goods with a massive fleet of line haul trucks, urban delivery vans, and sea freight containers. Behind every physical asset was a vast, interconnected IT infrastructure built to track packages, schedule drivers, and clear customs invoices in real time. But beneath the surface of this multi-billion-dollar machine lay a hidden, fragmented digital architecture, a patchwork of legacy servers and unpatched systems accumulated through decades of rapid corporate acquisitions. On January 31st, a routine shift turned into a systemic crisis. In a quiet corner of the corporate network, a server hosting the company's internal directory started acting erratically. Within minutes, the anomalies escalated into a full-blown infrastructure collapse. Screens inside busy freight terminals across Australia flickered and locked up. A stark, automated text message suddenly replaced the standard internal tracking interface, demanding a massive financial payout in exchange for a digital decryption key. The company had just been hit by a devastating corporate ransomware strain known as MailTow. Ransomware is malicious software designed to quietly slip into a network, copy sensitive operational files, and lock down every single corporate device using unbreakable encryption algorithms until a ransom fee is paid. The attack did not just compromise desktop computers, it actively hunted down and infected the core directory systems that authenticated passwords, verified user permissions, and managed data traffic between distribution hubs. To prevent the digital contagion from jumping across borders and infecting global supply chain partners, IT teams were forced to manually yank network cables out of server racks, plunging the entire company into absolute digital darkness. The immediate fallout was catastrophic. Over 1,000 corporate servers were completely wiped out or encrypted, instantly blinding the tracking systems for thousands of delivery vehicles moving across the country. The customer-facing booking portals died, leaving retail clients and industrial shippers unable to track their freight or submit new pickup orders. Instead of deploying sophisticated digital logistics arrays, terminal workers had to resort to industrial Stone Age methods to keep the country moving. Freight handlers stood on cold concrete docks holding manual paper notebooks and clipboards, scribbling down container numbers by hand as trucks arrived at terminal gates. Dispatches were coordinated over frantic mobile phone calls and unencrypted text messages, rather than optimized routing software. Drivers had to guess their delivery sequences, turning a highly tuned modern supply chain network into a massive, chaotic guessing game. For weeks, the logistics giant fought a war of attrition against its own infrastructure, building clean server arrays from scratch while flatly refusing to pay the cybercriminals a single cent. By March, after tens of millions of dollars in lost productivity, emergency consultant fees, and severe reputational damage, the systems were finally stabilized and brought back online. Executives issued public assurances that the threat had been contained, security posture had been reinforced, and the worst was behind them. They were completely wrong. Just 5 months later, in May 2020, the nightmare repeated itself with brutal, precise efficiency. A second, completely distinct cybercrime syndicate known as Nephilim managed to breach the perimeter yet again. This time, the hackers did not just encrypt the active data, they deployed a highly aggressive strategy known as double extortion. They spent weeks quietly navigating the internal corporate network, locating corporate file shares, and downloading over 200 gigabytes of highly sensitive board presentations, financial reports, and employee records before triggering the encryption trigger. The second wave hit the company while it was still financially limping from the first attack. Once again, booking portals went dark, automated tracking flatlined, and warehouse staff were forced to pick up their paper notebooks and pens to manually log incoming freight. The hackers gave the executive team a ruthless ultimatum: pay the ransom or watch the company's internal secrets get published on a public data leak site on the dark web. Once again, the corporation held the line and refused to negotiate with the syndicates. True to their word, the Nephilim group began leaking highly sensitive corporate archives, drop by drop, onto the internet for competitors and regulators to see. The direct financial damage from these consecutive attacks easily cleared tens of millions of dollars, but the real cost was the absolute destruction of operational trust. Clients realized that the massive transport giant they trusted with their critical business infrastructure could not even secure its own digital back office. How did a multi-billion-dollar titan get hit twice by the exact same category of disaster in less than half a year? The forensic investigation traced the structural failure back to a gaping operational vulnerability that had been left wide open for months. Cybersecurity teams discovered that the attackers did not use sophisticated, movie-style zero-day exploits to crack the network. Instead, they walked right through the front door by targeting unpatched corporate VPN entry points and exposed remote desktop protocol connections. These are secure digital tunnels designed to let remote workers log into the central corporate network from home. Because the company had grown rapidly by buying up smaller regional transport operators over decades, its overarching IT network was an unmanageable maze of conflicting platforms, outdated operating systems, and forgotten servers. When a critical security patch for their enterprise networking software was released globally, the sprawling, unmapped nature of the corporate infrastructure meant that several forgotten servers were simply missed during the update cycle. The hackers used automated internet scanners to locate these unpatched, exposed digital portals, guessed or stole basic administrative credentials, and gained total command-level access to the internal network. The true lesson of the disaster goes far beyond basic password hygiene or software update schedules today. It exposes the invisible, systemic vulnerability lying at the heart of all modern, just-in-time supply chains. We have spent the last 2 decades replacing physical buffers, like massive safety warehouses in deep inventory stock, with hyper-efficient digital tracking algorithms and automated scheduling. But when the underlying software infrastructure gets severed by a malicious payload, the entire physical machine grinds to a screaming halt because no one knows how to run a modern economy using paper notebook logs and manual intuition anymore. Look at your own operation, your current business, or the systems you depend on every day to generate revenue. If your tracking screens died, your digital portals locked up, and your entire database vanished into a wall of unreadable code right now, could your business survive off manual clipboards and gut instinct for the next 6 weeks? Or are you just one unclicked security update away from watching your entire empire fade into digital darkness?